Okay, back again on the Rich Van Tassel Show. Going to continue with these games here. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings at 4-2, traveling to Chicago to play the 2-4 Bears. Injuries for the Vikings: John Sullivan, the center, is on injury reserve for the season. Adrian Peterson, the running back, is probable. Jarius Wright, the wide receiver, is probable. Sharif Floyd, the defensive tackle, is out. For the Bears, Kevin White, the wide receiver, is out. Again, another game for Minnesota where they have to keep. Obviously you have to keep winning every game. This is a game though where they have to show that they're for real and beat the division rival on the road, who's a lesser opponent than they are. Teddy Bridgewater, 5 touchdowns to 4 receptions this year, hasn't even thrown the ball 200 times yet, so they're still keeping the reins on him. No turnovers in the offense. Jay Cutler, 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Now he's missed a few games, so that's why his touchdowns and interceptions as well are lower than you would expect. Adrian Peterson, above 4 yards per carry, actually almost 4.5 yards. Excuse me, he is above 4.5 yards per carry. Or no, just below, my mistake. With 3 touchdowns this year, so he's playing well even at his age. Matt Forte quietly having a good year for the underachieving Bears, 126 carries, 507 yards and 2 touchdowns. The top receivers: Martellus Bennett, the tight end for the Bears, so that's got to be better than that. Obviously, Chicago is missing Brandon Marshall in the passing game. With with this game, is it Teddy Bridgewater going to be allowed to throw the ball? They might not need him because Chicago is not playing that well, and certainly the defense is not very good against the rush. Even though Adrian Peterson is probable, again, I expect that as a 2-go. I expect he will go and have a good game. I think Teddy Bridgewater will make the plays necessary to win. When they decide they're going to let him play more will be interesting, because I don't think you can win a championship letting Teddy Bridgewater play the way he's playing by keeping him in check. However, you certainly can keep winning games. So another big game for Minnesota to keep rolling and really establish themselves and to stay within at least shouting distance of the Green Bay Packers. Chicago could come out and put out a fight. I'm not really expecting it. I'm expecting them to fold early. And I'd like this to be 28-14 in favor of the Minnesota Vikings. San Diego traveling cross country to play the Baltimore Ravens, 2 teams that are used to winning are really struggling this season. The Chargers 2-5, Baltimore Ravens 1-6. They lost every game by 8 points or less, and every game was decided by that margin. Injuries all questionable for the Chargers. Orlando Franklin, the offensive tackle; Eric Weddle, the safety; Manti Te'o, the linebacker; Denzel Perryman, the linebacker; and Antonio Gates, the tight end. For the Ravens, Ladarius Webb, their cornerback, is probable. Darren Walter, the wide receiver, is on injury reserve. Steve Smith Sr., the wide receiver, is probable, and Max Williams, the tight end, is questionable. I look at Baltimore. We discussed this when we were breaking down the game on Monday night. They had won a lot of games in the past, and I think it's coming back to just balance itself out this year. They got, I never want to say lucky, but they won a lot of games, and they found ways to win a lot of games. Now they're finding ways to lose games. So with all the success, it's coming back to get them. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there are no real weapons for Joe Flacco. Steve Smith is having a good year, but outside of that, he's really got to force the ball down for Steve Smith a lot. Justin Forsett, just under 500 yards on 116 carries with 2 touchdowns, so not bad, but certainly not taking off like many expected he might do. Philip Rivers is having a good year. He's thrown the ball a ton, almost at 2,500 yards already. He certainly could go for 5,000 yards this year if they keep throwing the ball the way they throw it. I think that he may be rested towards the end of the season, though, so that would prevent him from doing it. Certainly not looking to be in much contention at the end of the year. But does have 15 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Tough game to pick. I think that the West Coast team, the Chargers going east, are really going to struggle. Especially now the clocks are also going back that day as well, so that might help them out just a bit as far as the time zone. But I still like Baltimore in this game because I think they wanted too much, and they're going home and they got to get something rolling, and at least make something out of the season at this point. So 2 bad teams again, tough to pick. I'm going to give it 20-20 Baltimore. Cincinnati off their bye week at 6-0, traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers, who are 4-3. Injury report for the Bengals: Montez Versafit, the linebacker, is out. Leon Hall, the cornerback, is questionable. For the Steelers, Stephon Tuitt, the defensive end, out. Michael Vick, the quarterback, questionable. Will Allen, the safety, out. And Ben Roethlisberger, probable. Obviously, if Ben Roethlisberger is active, he will be the starter. How long can Cincinnati keep this up off the bye week? So they're rested, and you have Ben Roethlisberger coming back to the Steelers. So very interesting game, dynamic, two division teams. Pittsburgh wants to have any chance of winning this division. They're going to have to get this game. Cortez Allen, who's been a bit of a letdown this year, is going to need to mark up A.J. Green, and he's going to have to do a good job of it. Cortez Allen has some size on him, the cornerback for the Steelers, so that'll allow him to get up in A.J. Green. However, with Will Allen being out, you're not going to be able to help as much as you'd like because you're missing a safety. Antonio Brown as well, having a very good season. This is for the Steelers. The wide receiver for the Steelers is Antonio Brown. He's got 46 receptions for 671 yards this year. Leon Hall being questionable. He's the best cornerback, so that's interesting to see is if he can go or he can't go. I like Pittsburgh because they're at home. I think Cincinnati's due for a loss, and I believe that Pittsburgh is going to get rolling towards the division. I don't know if Pittsburgh will win the division. We picked them to do so at the beginning of the year, but certainly if they want to have any hope, they'll have to win this game. So I am taking the Steelers in this game. I think it'll be high scoring and close. I like 34-30 Pittsburgh. All right. Tennessee traveling to Houston to play the Texans. 1-5 Tennessee, 2-5 Houston. Houston really not even out of the division because it's so bad, and even Tennessee is not out of the division because it's just such a terrible division, the AFC South is. The injuries for the Titans: Jason McCourty, the cornerback, is questionable. Michael Griffin, the safety, probable. Marcus Mariota, the quarterback, is out. So Zach McBurger will be in the start. Parrish Cox, the cornerback, is out, and Harry Douglas, the wide receiver, questionable. For the Texans, Ryan Griffith, tight end, is on injured reserve. He's out for the year. J.J. Watt, the defensive end and former Defensive Player of the Year winner, is questionable. Brandon Brooks, their guard, questionable. Jadeveon Clowney, their pass rushing linebacker, is questionable. And Chris Polk, the running back, is out. When is Houston's defense going to show up? I don't think that their defense is obviously as good as I had projected them to be at the beginning of the year, because if they were, they would have showed up at some point. So I don't expect it to happen this week. Tennessee, you wouldn't pick a road team, and it's not like you pick a 1-5 road team, but they have lost 5 straight. Even without their starting quarterback, Houston is just totally let me down this year, despite DeAndre Hopkins, who's having a sensational season. So with Jason McCourty being questionable, that could be a problem for Tennessee. I think Tennessee's due for a win, and I think they're going to get this, and Houston continues to slide. I'm going to like Tennessee in a fairly low-scoring game, 23-16, and Houston, where do they go from here? All right, so we're going to take another quick break right now and be back and finish this up for you with the rest of the games and give you just a preview of baseball and let you know what's going on with that as we get into the World Series. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with you in a couple.